Hello friends, let's start the part 2 of the ASM administration. This will be the basics. Okay, after this we will be going into the deep into the different topics. So let's get started. So if the question comes in the mind that what is ASM disks, right? We have already discussed about ASM disk group. So let's discuss about ASM disk. So ASM disks are the storage device provision to the ASM disk group. We already know that that hardware engineer actually presents the raw devices, the hard disk itself, to the operating system. And when we install the Oracle ASM binary, we can use this particular disk to create the ASM disks. Okay, so physical disks are converted into the ASM disks, and those disks are named accordingly to whatever we require. So let's say when I'm creating the disk using the physical disk, okay, I will name it as disk A, and then during the clusterware installation, um, in the particular section, when we install, let's say we want to install the database, right, using the DBCA, then it will the tool itself, DBCA tool, will ask for the storage of the data files. Then we will select the specific disk, and sorry, we will specific the disk group. Okay, we need to make sure that disks are part of disk group so that we can store the files. So again, reiterating the same thing, that uh, the 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 storage or the physical hard disk, right? You know about hard disks. Hard disks are presented to the operating system, but especially for the ASM setup, ASM needs raw devices, that is hard disk. What it does is, when we use the Oracle ASM create disk command, we will name these disks. Okay, these disks are then presented to the ASM disk group. Okay, these ASM disks will become the part of ASM disk group, and eventually we will install the database on top of it. So ASM disk group is virtual. Okay, and it comprises of multiple or single ASM disk, and it eventually comprises of multiple disks, physical disks. I hope you guys can understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, ASM disks are formed from the sources. That can be a storage array. If you have multiple hard disks, okay, sitting, then we can use those particular disk or partition to actually use that as an ASM disk. We can use entire physical disk. You have seen the hard disk, right? You connect to the USB port or the internal hard disk. You can use that completely for the ASM disk storage as well. Okay, then the LUN, that is logical unit or logical volume. So the Linux specification of the logical volume, we can use those logical volumes. So what happens, this creates actually a multiple layer of a logical what you can call naming to actually present the disk to the ASM disk group. I wouldn't suggest this logical volume, because the thing is that first the physical hard disk is available, and then you actually create create ASM disks using Oracle ASM create disk, and then eventually present that to the disk group, which is virtual. Why would you actually put one more layer in middle for creating a logical volume? So that is not a good idea. NFS, network attached file, or NAS, network attached storage, these are also part of how you can use those things to create disk. Okay, so when you have a huge array of disks sitting in network data center, okay, in a data center, not network but in a data center, it's connected with using the fiber channel, okay, directly to the servers. It will seem the same way as it does in our laptops. So then hardware engineer or the operating system engineer, after the disk is presented to the operating system itself, they will work with Oracle DBAs to install the Oracle ASM binary, then create the ASM disks. Okay, so let's say they will create 5 disks and name that as data 1, data 2, data 3, data 4 and data 5. Okay, and during the installation of Oracle database, there will be one section. It will ask for creation of disk group, and it will ask to select the number of disks. Okay, so you need to actually tick mark or select those disks, data 1 to data 5, and then create a disk group data. Okay, that data disk group will be required to store the data files. Okay, so the topmost layer is the disk group, the bottommost layer is the physical hard disk. I hope I'm making sense of all this. Now ASM uses the ASM disk name. That's what I said. When you use the Oracle ASM create disk, for any of you who do not know how to set up Oracle ASM, you guys can go to my video series on clusterware installation. There you will see an ASM installation and setup. You can see how it's done. So we will use the Oracle ASM create disk to create the disk name. Okay, it will not be same as operating system name, and that will be presented to the disk group. Okay, now so ASM disks, okay, ASM disks are also divided in multiple layer. Okay, you will actually understand these, and it will make more sense when you will see the diagram, but I will tell you what it is. So the allocation units, okay, just take that into your head, or what you can call persist in your head, that the allocation unit is the smallest unit, right? The smallest unit of disk group. Okay, within the disk group, if somebody creates a disk group and sets up disks under it, then the allocation unit will be the smallest piece. Okay, the file extent, let's say a box, file extent will consist of one or more, it can be thousands allocation units. Okay, an ASM file consists of one or more file extent. So ASM file is the topmost layer. Under it, so ASM file will be subdivided, okay, broken down into file extents. Perfect. And those file extents will be spread across the disks using the allocation units. Okay, each file extent, so let's say there is a big ASM file, okay, and it contains 100 extents. So each file extent, so every extent will not cross, actually each file extent will not cross the boundary. So I mean to say is, if there are 5 disks, okay, one extent cannot cross from 1 to 2. It cannot expand there. Whatever it will do, it will remain in disk 1 or disk 2 or disk 3 or disk 4 or disk 5. It will not cross 1 to 2, kind of that, right? I hope I'm making sense. Let's move on. So this is what the relation looks like. This is a complete ASM file. It contains the multiple extents. There is the extent map. It is mapping to directly to the disk group. Okay, and the files are sitting accordingly. Files are broken down into the allocation units. You can see that. Okay, now ASM files. What is ASM file? So these are the file type ASM group can support or can store. Control file, data file, you guys already know about it. Temporary file, online redo log file, temporary data file, ASM SP file, OCR, voting disk. Okay, OCR and voting disk are specifically to clusterware, flashback log, DBSP file, and all these things. Okay, are stored. So we already know that files are stored as a collection of data extents. Okay, we already know that. Files are stored as chunk of data extent and then finally broken down into the allocation units, are striped across all the disk in the disk group. Okay, so let's say 5 disks, sorry, so 5 disk. Okay, it will be spread across, but no particular extent will cross the disk boundary. So if the extent is this much, it will not, one will not extend to disk B. Okay, use names that begin with a plus sign. So when you actually log into the ASM using sysASM privilege, okay, and before that you set the environment variable as ASM, and you use ASM CMD, and when you list the files and the directory under it, the topmost directory structure starts with plus, same as slash in root. Okay, in Linux world, so slash is the root. Okay, and under it there is root directory and different directory. Okay, so you already know about the directory structure. Slash is the topmost layer, same as in ASM. Plus is the topmost layer. So let me show you that. Dot aura env plus ASM is set up. You cannot log in using the sysdba. Okay, you need to log in with sysASM. Sorry, we will use ASM CMD. Okay, now let's list it. When you say data, okay, cd data ls cd orcl, this is the data directory where the data files are sitting, database files are sitting. Ext disks are storing the files, naming the sp file, the password file, and as well as OCR and voting disk. Okay, FRA is for the backup recovery location. So let's cd to this ls hyphen. I'm just listing the files. Okay, so when I was talking about, you guys must be thinking, when I was talking about sp file sitting in ext and password file sitting in ext, what is the password file? This one. So this is database password file, this is password, and this is parameter file for the database. But in ext disk, password file, parameter file, okay, those one be sitting for ASM. So ASM have files naming password file, it will have sp file. Okay, so let's say pwd. So you see this, so it starts with plus. So when I say cd plus and pwd, we are currently in plus directory, same as slash. Okay, when I exit out of it and cd slash pwd, we are currently in slash. Okay, I hope I'm making sense. So what all clients actually use this ASM instance to serve the application user, or for the troubleshooting purpose and support purpose? So I will reiterate my statement. ASM client is actually, it is not utility. I was actually referring to utility, but I'm talking about clients. So what all clients are actually using ASM instance as a pathway to connect to the database? So as you all know that the top layer is the Oracle database instance, okay, which is running on specific node. Under it there will be ASM instance, which will serve as a pathway, and at the bottom there will be shared disk, right? So if ASM instance is not up, the database will not be up, because all the data files are sitting under the shared disk, right? So the first thing will be that ASM instance will be started, because ASM is a cluster resource. It will be started first before the database instance, because database files are sitting under ASM, right? So it has to be up before anything else. So we will see any active database instance that is using ASM storage and currently connected to ASM instance is an ASM client, right? So if this is an ASM instance, different clients, right? If one particular non-clustered server has one ASM instance and there are three databases, right? Then the client will be A, B, and C. If this is a clustered environment and OCR file is sitting under the disk level, right, and instance is serving the clustered database, then OCR is also a client for ASM instance. Okay. Okay. Now connected ASM client can be viewed using ASM CMD lsct disk group, okay, command. We can see whatever is connected, okay, and what all ASM clients are connected, and we can use also a dynamic performance view, that is $ASM client, and each file of ASM is associated with a single database. So let's say there is one OCR file in a specific location, it will be only specific to the particular database installed. If there is multiple database installed in the ASM, then there will be multiple OCR files, okay, accordingly. So this is done. We can check this ASM CMD lsct data. So it is saying that their data disk group is data. It is serving two of the instances. It is serving ASM. On top of it there is ORCL1. Okay, this is instance, one instance, okay, from the node, and it is connected. The software version is 12.2, compatible version is 12.2. okay, let's move on. What all ASM utilities we can use to actually manage the database, ASM instance as well as database. Particularly we are talking about ASM utilities. Then the utilities are Oracle Universal Installer, ASM CA, okay, Configuration Assistant, ASM Configuration Assistant, Enterprise Manager, SQL Plus, ASM CMD, and SRVCTL. Okay. Now ASM authentication. There are three methods of connecting to the ASM instance. First method is local connection method, where we will use SQL plus /SHDVA. Slash actually means OS authentication. This slash, as soon as you give the slash, it will actually verify that if this particular user which you are using currently, which is Oracle, because you see $sign, if that is Oracle and the group, primary group is O install, it means it owns the binary, right? So it will let you log in, right, using the SQL plus /sysASM, that is OS authentication. Perfect. Now if the environment variable is properly set up, the environment variable for sysASM privilege to work, it has to be set up for the grid home, that is plus ASM 1 or 2, from wherever node you are trying to connect. Local connection password file authentication. This is the password file which we saw in the ext disk. Okay, there will be a password file where the predefined users will be created. Usually when we install the ASM, sys user will be created. You can add more users for the password file authentication. In here we will invoke the SQL plus and then the user, this one as sysASM. This is pretty much important and required when you want this Fred user to be added to the password file to use this type of authentication. Without sysASM you cannot administer the ASM itself, okay, including adding the disk to the disk group, starting stopping the ASM instance and those things, right? So all administrative activities Now same thing, password file is actually used for same thing, which is using the password and the ID as sysasm to log into the ASM CMD prompt. So how do you connect it? If you are sitting in a remote computer, then and if you're sitting in the remote computer and your ID is present in the password file, because this password file is there in the shared storage, right? So when you are using the remote connection, you will just use any client tool. Even if you are sitting on the Windows machine, you will just open up the command prompt. Okay, use SQL plus and then use the ID and the password, and use the TNS names or easy connect as well, and then you have to mention as sysasm. If you don't mention that, you will not be able to connect. First, your ID is not present in the password file. Okay, if both of them are not available, because but for using the password authentication, and when anybody is using to add you or any ID to the password file, there has to be a parameter defined saying that the privilege is required as sysasm. Okay, otherwise you will not be able to connect. I hope I am making sense of all this. So this completes our chapter of basics of ASM. Okay, after this I will come up with the detailed lesson, and before that, sorry about that, so before that I will come up with the practical chapters where I will perform some basic activities to how to administer all these things, but on the very basic level, to check stuff. Okay, including this group, including the files, including finding where the password file is and all those things. So we will see you, we will complete that part in our next chapter. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed it, please like my video, please subscribe my channel, and please share with your friends and family. Thank you very much.